Leo, 2024 is looking like a year that has a strong emphasis on career and goals. This is particularly the areas of life where you're probably going to see the most expansion. However, your love life is looking a little good this year as well, okay? So if you want to know more about what 2024 has in store for you, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you are new around here, welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and I'm the founder of divinefeminineworks, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So welcome to my 2024 Astro Forecast series. So I wanted to preface this video by letting you know that all of these videos, all 12 of these videos, are done by rising sign, because that's what's going to give you the most accurate astrological information. Now, if you have no idea what your rising sign is, first thing you're going to want to do is check out this video right here that explains everything about your big three, including your rising sign. And then the second thing you'll want to do is go to a site like astro.com or astro-seek.com. All you'll need to do is put in your birth time, location, and date. And when it comes to the time, you're going to want to be as precise as you possibly can, because that will give you the most accurate information. You're going to put in those three things. You will get a natal chart generated for you, and your rising sign will be labeled as the ascendant, either the AS or ASC. That way, you'll be able to check out the video that is just right for you. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. So if you tuned into my general astrology forecast for 2024, and if you haven't, I definitely suggest that you do. Link is in the description box below. I talked about 4 themes of the year that's going to play out for all of us. And those themes are expansion, evolution, relation, and conservation. So let's examine each of these as it pertains to you. So the first one is going to be expansion. And this has to do with Jupiter's transit. So Jupiter is going to start out the year in Taurus, have a really amazing conjunction with Uranus while there, and then it's going to move into the sign of Gemini. So for you, Leo, this has everything to do with your career and your goals. So while Jupiter is in Taurus, this is going to be highlighting your 10th house of career. So Jupiter is all about expansion. It's all about abundance. It's all about good luck and good fortune. So this is the area of life where you're going to be receiving some of this benefic energy. And Jupiter likes to be large and in charge and really do things up. So this may be a year, particularly in the first half of the year, where you're seeing career growth. Maybe you're getting a promotion. Maybe you're getting more money. Maybe you're getting more status. Whatever it is, you are expanding in your relative career field, or even in your business if you are a business owner. Now in April, there's going to be a really important conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. So this may be a surprise promotion. This may be surprise business or some type of surprise career opportunity that may find you around this time. And because Jupiter is the greater benefic, don't get upset. It's not going to be anything jarring. It will be surprising, but I get the sense that it'll be surprising in a good way. Now, you're definitely going to want to look at your personal chart to see what kind of surprise that is. But needless to say, around April, you may find a really surprising event happening in your career house. Then on May 25th, Jupiter is going to be moving into the sign of Gemini, and this is going to highlight your 11th house of friendship and goals. This may be a time where you start meeting more people. This may be a time where you're networking a lot more. Your networking contacts may prove to be very, very beneficial for you. Working with others may prove to increase your bottom line or help further your dreams. Needless to say that when Jupiter moves into Gemini and into your 11th house, this is going to be the time where you don't want to be shy. You're going to want to let people know who you are and what you do, because people are going to either want to help you, or perhaps you'll help other people. And in doing so, all of you will realize your dreams. All of you will experience more abundance in this area of life. All right. So friendships are going to be highlighted, and perhaps your networking is going to increase in a beneficial way. All right. So the next theme for 2024 is the theme of evolution, and this has everything to do with Pluto's transit. Now, Pluto tends to spend 20 to 40 years in a sign, so whenever Pluto changes signs, it's a big deal. We got a taste of this in 2023 when Pluto moved from Capricorn to Aquarius. And in 2024, Pluto is going to spend most of its time in Aquarius. Although between September and November, Pluto will retrograde back into Capricorn for a little bit just to tie up any loose ends and wrap up all the business there. All right. So for you, Leo, Pluto going into Aquarius is all about partnerships. And Pluto is going to remain in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So throughout that time, you may find that you are evolving in terms of your partnerships and your commitments. So the seventh house has everything to do with marriage, business partnerships, etc. Aquarius is a sign that's rebellious, that's future thinking, and that sort of marches to the beat of its own drum. So you may find over the next 20 years, beginning in 2024, that when it comes to your partnerships, your marriages, your business partnerships, any relationship in which you are contractually bound, that's the area of the seventh house, you may start to think of things differently. You may not want to adhere to societal norms, or you just may want to restructure how your partnerships function. Now, Aquarius is not necessarily an emotional sign, so this may not really have much effect on how you feel about your partner. However, your partnership and how it's structured may come into focus when Pluto goes into Aquarius, and this is going down on January 20th. And then between September and November, Pluto is going to retrograde back into Capricorn, and this is going to be your sixth house of work and health. I'm going to get more into that in a second. However, needless to say, this is going to be wrapping up any business having to do with work and health for you. So perhaps your daily routine has really changed over the last couple of years, and this last pass of Pluto through Capricorn is going to really seal the deal when it comes to this new work environment or this new work structure or new job that you have. If you've been experiencing health issues, your physical health, maybe even your mental or emotional health, Pluto is getting ready to leave this area of your life, so there won't be any more havoc, there won't be any more endings. You're going to finally settle into a particular routine or a particular regimen. Next up is the theme of relation, and I call it this because this has everything to do with the nodal axis, basically where the north node and south node are currently in the sky. And throughout 2024, the north node is going to be in Aries and the south node is going to be in Libra. Not only is this where the north and the south node are located, this is also where the eclipses are happening this year. So the axis of Aries and Libra has everything to do with relationships. Aries is all about me. Libra is all about we. So whatever house Aries and Libra are in your chart, this is where we're going to experience relationship issues, right? The north node is all about our destiny, where we're headed. The south node is all about sort of what we're leaving behind, what we're comfortable with, and what we sort of have to move away from. So for you, relationships and all of this nodal axis stuff is going down in your ninth house of spirituality, because your ninth house is Aries. So this is where the north node is. And the south node in Libra is going down in your third house of ideas and communication. So when we're talking about the ninth house, we're talking about teachers, we're talking about gurus, we're talking about leaders, people who can really expand your mind, broaden your horizons, and teach you wisdom that they've gained through experience. Now with Aries, with the north node being in Aries, this may be a time where you're attracting people into your life who can help you expand your mind. This may also help you attract people who have goals that are aligned with yours, desires that are aligned with yours, particularly in the spiritual arena or higher education or the legal system. These people can speak to your desires. They can also help you expand your mind and broaden your horizons. And so you may start meeting people who probably help you get on the right path. Right? The ninth house also has to do with our direction, our trajectory, right? So for some, you may be attracting people, or you may be attracted to people who help you get on the right path. Conversely, with the south node in Libra, this is going to be a time when you are letting go of relationships that may be limiting you or keeping you small. Now, the third house has to do with our immediate environment. It has this element of friendship. It also deals with siblings. So it's not to say that you're going to get rid of your siblings, right? But this may be getting rid of aspects of your relationship with your siblings, relationship with friends, or relationship with people in your immediate environment that keep you small and that keep you where you are. The ninth house has a lot to do with expansion. And so that North Node in Aries wants you to expand and is going to bring the people who can help you do that. Whereas the third house, Libra, this may be where you people please. This may be where you suppress your desires for the sake of your community or for the sake of your siblings. And the South Node going through Libra is going to help you clean all that up, stop that people pleasing, and eradicate aspects of those relationships that keep you small and limited. Now, in September, we're going to experience an eclipse in Pisces. So throughout 2024, we're going to be experiencing eclipses in Aries and Libra, like I just mentioned. But then there's going to be a one-off eclipse in September that's going down in Pisces. And this is going to be your 8th house. So once the eclipse happens in Pisces, this is sort of going to give you a taste of what's going to come in the future when the nodes switch from Aries and Libra to Pisces and Virgo. So with Pisces being your 8th house around September, this may be an area of life that may be very illuminated. Now, the 8th house covers intimacy and shared resources. So this may be something having to do with other people's money, or maybe it's being of service to your partner, or really getting emotionally vulnerable when it comes to your partnerships in order to create stronger bonds and better intimacy, right? But with the eclipse in Pisces being a full moon lunar eclipse, it's probably going to illuminate something having to do with other people's money or other people's resources. As the year goes on, I'll get more specific into the exact eclipses, but this is just an overview of what to expect for 2024. So the final theme for 2024 that I've covered is the theme of conservation. And this has everything to do with Mars, particularly Mars going retrograde. So Mars doesn't go retrograde every year. It goes retrograde about every 2 years. And this is somewhat of a big deal because it's a time when we can really rest and conserve our energy, hence why I call it conservation. So Mars is not going to be going retrograde until the very end of 2024. Actually, it's going to be going retrograde in December to January of 2025. Now, for you, this is important because Mars will begin its retrograde cycle in your sign of Leo, and then it'll retrograde back into the sign of Cancer. So with Mars going retrograde in your 1st house, this is going to be about preserving your physical energy. Mars has a lot to do with physical energy, strength, stamina, and all of that. So by the end of next year, that's going to be a time for you to rest, retreat, and recharge your batteries. Even more so going into January 2025 when Mars retrogrades into Cancer, which is your 12th house of rest. So needless to say, at the end of 2024, it's going to be a time of physical conservation for you. And while you're resting, recharging your batteries, and relaxing, it's a great time to reflect on the year and think about what you want to do when Mars goes direct and you have all of this energy and a fully charged battery to charge ahead toward your desires. So the end of 2024 for you, Leo, is going to be a time of rest, relaxation, and reflection. All right, let's talk one of our favorite topics, money. So what is money looking like for you in 2024? So to determine what our money situation is like, we have to look at our 2nd house, which is the house of our personal finances, and our 8th house, which is the house of shared finances and debt, all right? So for you, Leo, your 2nd house is Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury doesn't necessarily do anything out of the ordinary throughout the year. It may have some certain transits, but that is really something that's examined on like a case by case and a smaller basis. But essentially, because Mercury is the ruler of your 2nd house, you're going to want to pay attention to all of the Mercury retrogrades. This is going to directly impact your personal finances. And in 2024, all of the Mercury retrogrades are going down in fire signs. So that would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So when Mercury goes retrograde in these signs, this is going to let you know where you need to scale back or where you need to not put in so much effort. All right. When Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to rest. And so that's going to be extremely important for you as it pertains to your personal finances this year. Now, when it comes to your 8th house of shared resources and debt, this house for you is Pisces. I think I mentioned that before. Now, Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. Jupiter's changing signs, so you're going to want to pay attention to when Jupiter moves from Taurus to Gemini. This is also going to impact your shared resources and your debt. Right? Things could be escalated. Things could grow, right? Maybe this is the time when you get a large loan from someone, or maybe a big bill comes due, right? However, what's most important is that in Pisces, we've got Saturn and Neptune this year. Now, Pisces is all about dreaming big. It's all about having big goals and things like that. So maybe you have big goals when it comes to shared resources. Maybe you're looking to get married and merge resources with someone. Or maybe you're looking to get a large loan for your business or anything of this sort, right? Or maybe you're trying to really pay down your debt in a serious way. The presence of Saturn in your 8th house this year is going to allow you to do that in a realistic sort of way. This is an area of life where you can gain tangible results if you are willing to put in the work. So like I said, with this example, if you're looking to pay down debt, if you're willing to be realistic with it, right, with the amount of debt that you owe, and if you're willing to put in the work, you can actually realize this goal this year, all right? So definitely keep that in mind. All right, Leo, let's talk love. So to ascertain our love life situation, we're going to look at 2 different houses. First is the 5th house. This has to do with romance and dating. So if you're single, this is the house that you're going to want to pay attention to the most. Or if you are married or looking to get married, we look to the 7th house of partnerships. So for you, your 5th house is Sagittarius. So when it comes to dating this year, while nothing really major is going down in the sign of Sagittarius, the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. And Jupiter is getting set to make a move from Taurus to Gemini. But there's also going to be a conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus in April. You're going to want to pay attention to this particular conjunction because this is going to directly impact your 5th house of romance, right? This is going down in the sign of Taurus. So this may be a time when you have a solid relationship that suddenly materializes. Taurus loves gifts and material things. So maybe if you're dating someone around this time, you may get a large gift, or someone may express their love with some sort of expensive trinket or something like that. But either way, you're going to want to pay attention to what Jupiter is doing throughout the year. This will let you know how your romantic dating life is going to transpire. Now, when it comes to your 7th house of partnerships and marriage, this house for you is Aquarius. And this is a big deal because, like I said before, Aquarius is getting ready to receive Pluto. Pluto is going to be making its way into Aquarius in January and will remain there for most of the year. Now get comfortable with this placement because Pluto is going to spend a total of about 20 years in your 7th house. This is going to revolutionize and transform your marriages, your partnerships, your committed relationships, right? 7th house also covers anything that we bind ourselves to, including marriage, right? So with Pluto in your 7th house, this may be a time when you revolutionize the structure of your relationship. Now, I think I mentioned this before. Aquarius is not an emotional sign. So this is not necessarily going to revolutionize how you feel about your partner and all of the emotional stuff, but more so how you think about relationships generally and how you structure your committed relationships in your life. This is going to undergo a complete transformation. So maybe how you thought about relationships and marriage in the past is really going to change as Pluto gets comfortable in Aquarius. Whether you're married or not, if you're looking for marriage, maybe the values and the ideas and the structure of marriage that you used to rely on in the past is not what you're going to be relying on in the future. And if you are currently married, maybe the way that you conduct yourself in your relationship or how your marriage is structured is going to start to change once Pluto gets comfortable in Aquarius. And last but not least, let's talk about career and work. So when we take a look at our natal chart, the houses that pertain to this particular or these particular areas of life are your 6th house of work and health, which basically covers your job, right? Your day-to-day job. And your 10th house of career and public life. This covers your career and your vocation. So for you, Leo, your 6th house of work and health is going to be Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn will be in Pisces all year. Now, I mentioned this with respect to your, what did we talk about earlier? Can't remember. However, with Saturn in Pisces, right? And Saturn being the ruler of your 6th house of work and health, Pisces is all about having that dream. Saturn is about putting in the realistic work in order to achieve that dream. So when it comes to work, let's say you're trying to change jobs. Maybe you are trying to work with new people, have a different routine, be more efficient at work. If you're willing to put in the work, right? If you're willing to set a goal, even if that goal is like lengthy or pie in the sky, if you're willing to put in that work, be disciplined over the next couple of months in terms of organizing yourself, then you can see real tangible results in this area of your life, okay? Now, what's also important is that Pluto is going to be retrograding back into Capricorn between September and November. For you, this means that this sixth house area, this area of work, has been undergoing a transformation for probably the last 20 years. Now, if you're young, this may find you entering the workforce. If you're older, this may have been changing jobs or changing what you do on a daily basis, all that good stuff, right? So whatever is needing to be wrapped up, whatever business Pluto was changing for you in the area of your job, you're gonna see some of that really wind down between September and November. As Pluto begins to make its way into Aquarius permanently, whatever needs to go in terms of your work, in terms of what you do on a daily basis, you might see some of that wrap up between September and November, all right? So work, it's changed for you, and you're gonna see that start to cement into a particular routine or a particular job this year. Then we also have to look at your 10th house of career and public life. And for you, this is Taurus. Yes, this is Taurus. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so your 10th house is ruled by Venus. Venus isn't doing anything significant this year, right? It's just making its way through the zodiac. It's not going to be retrograde, so that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you've got Jupiter in your 10th house of career. Now, Jupiter has been in your 10th house since this year of 2023, right? And so this is where you're experiencing expansion. This is where you're experiencing new opportunities, opportunities to grow, opportunities for good fortune and abundance. It's going to be very important for you to pay attention to the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is going down on or about April 20th. This is when a surprising event may occur that may catapult you in terms of your career trajectory. It may be a new thing altogether that's perhaps more lucrative for you. Taurus rules tangible things, like things that you can touch and feel. So this may be implementing something new and tangible into your career, developing something new. Uranus also has a lot to do with innovation and invention. So you could find that around this time, you're inventing something new, you're improving something new in terms of a tangible product, either that your business produces or maybe that the company that you work for produces. Something new may be coming out at that time that may prove lucrative into the future for you, all right? But by all means, 2024 is going to be a year where there's a lot of career expansion for you. All right, Leo, so that concludes your 2024 Astro forecast. If you want to know more about what 2024 has in store for you based on your particular chart, then you will definitely want to sign up and schedule for my 2024 annual reading, where I look at your personal natal chart, read it for filth, give you a written report plus a 60-minute online consultation, pull cards from spirit. It's a whole vibe. So that will be tagged to this video and will be linked in the description box below. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you can use going into this next year. I wish you nothing but the absolute best for 2024, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.